Kono Bangumi wa Suponsa. F it. I can't make sushi bites for free forever. Get your asses down to Patreon and give me some fucking money.
Ooh.
We're looking at something from the crazed minds at Tamsoft, a regular occurrence on this show. Here comes Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter. It's a third-person shooter set in the same universe as their successful One-Chanbara series, which we've talked about previously, and features a cast of slightly differing schoolgirls with alternating abilities and weapon skill levels. It was released in January 2017 for PlayStation 4 in Japan. It was later localized for America in November 2017, but there is little sign of a European release inbound anytime soon. Somebody get on that, please. Assuming the Video Standards Council hasn't refused it classification for being indecent or something. Oh. Actually, scratch that. During editing, I found out that it has been released in Europe on PlayStation Network as a digital download. Oh well, point still stands. Where's the physical version? 12th of never. Not that importing this was any hurdle. There's a listing on Amazon.co.uk for it. Arrived in about a week for me. No hassle. The gameplay is rather simple. Most of the time, missions consist of getting to a place, surviving for a certain amount of time, or killing a particular number of zombies. If things get a bit hectic, you can rip your clothes off and use them to distract enemies. Yes, that's a feature. Run with it. During missions, there are hidden zombie birds called Charons. Shooting them yields unlockable clothing and weapons. After each mission, you are ranked on your performance, including damage received, what weapons were used, if you walked or if you ran, whether you had to use items, if you ripped your clothes off, etc. There are 50 missions, some story, some on the side. Before and after each mission, there's a cutscene where the girls communicate with each other, usually chock full of unnecessary exposition. Remember when you were orphaned and my family took you in? Who even speaks like that? The controls are as stiff as a board. Aiming is a real pain in my ass. In a post-Call of Duty world, the perfect blueprint for shooter mechanics exist. This feels a lot like a Vita game. In fact, this feels a lot like a specific Vita game. This feels a lot like a repurposed Bullet Girls, which we've covered before. I think Tamsoft literally cannibalized that game to make this one. 5 playable characters, check. Destroyable clothes, check. I don't know about you, but I'd much rather have a console port of Bullet Girls than Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter. At least there's a PS4 Bullet Girls sequel on the way. Can we address the mechanics? Oh hey mechanics. How you doing? There's a stamina function that drains pretty fast, which governs how far you can run, how many times you can jump or roll, or use your melee attack. I feel like too many things rely on this stamina bar, and there's no way to upgrade it. Unless leveling up boosts it, but I've noticed no market improvement. Speaking of no upgrades, the weapons can't be upgraded either. You acquire them similarly to the Earth Defense Force series, where the weapons are appraised at the end of the level. You can farm missions to grab well over 10 guns in your ending stash, but you can receive duplicates, so the process of unlocking all guns is draining and more hassle than it needs to be. How about we can convert duplicate guns into extra experience points? No? Of course not, that would be a great idea. What about money? There's no currency to spend on weapon upgrades, unlike in Bullet Girls. Instead, there's different weapon drops with things that change how the gun works, like auto-aim, capacity up, or piercing rounds. One thing the game does right, infinite ammo. That's a relief. Could you imagine the hassle of dealing with ammo counts on top of all of this. Clearing missions occasionally nets you rewards. Sometimes this means replaying missions with different characters to get everything. Even so, the replays are far less egregious than in a game like Xenoverse, where the drops are far more random in nature. And the missions are more fun to grind here, even with the bass-ackward controls. Is it worth struggling with this nonsense? Is there a quality game underneath? No, not really. This isn't even as good as any of the worst games in the One-chan series. I mean it. Replaying levels to get stuff is okay, but you have to level up and level up and level up. There doesn't even appear to be any benefit to doing so. The later missions still tear me a new asshole. But did you expect a gem, though? Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter is what it says on the tin. Schoolgirls? Zombie hunters. Much like a B movie, this is a B game. And I don't mean that it has Jerry Seinfeld in it. I mean that it's not a very good game. Going into this expecting anything intellectually challenging or meaningful. Wasted effort, man. This has been Sushi Bites. Thanks for watching. This game is trash.